Hello everyone and welcome back again. After we finished from the power outlets, here in this lecture we will identify the most popular mechanical equipment which used usually in construction projects. Let's start. And we will start with elevator system. What is the elevator or passenger elevator? An elevator is a platform either open or enclosed, used for lifting people or freight to upper floors within a building. Elevators are a standard part of any tall commercial or residential building. In recent years, the introduction of the Federal American with Disabilities Act has required that two-story or three-story buildings be retrofitted with elevators. And also there are many types of elevators: traction elevators and machine room-less elevators and hydraulic elevators. The traction elevators are lifted by ropes which pass over a wheel that connected to a motor, usually an electrical motor that is located in a machine room above the elevator shaft. This type of elevator are most commonly used in mid or high-rise applications, as they can attain quicker travel speed than most the other type of elevators. In most cases of counterweight is also used so that a motor load is easy. Traction elevators can be great or weightless depending on their application. The type of the elevator is the machine room-less elevator. The increasingly popular machine room-less (MRL) elevator is used most often in mid-rise buildings up to or around 250 feet. Also, the third type, called the hydraulic elevators. Hydraulic elevators are supported from a bottom by a piston that pushes the elevator upward as an electrical motor pump hydraulic fluid into the piston. The elevators will skin as a fluid and release. This type of elevators are more commonplace in low-rise buildings, as they have a slower speed and can only reach about 80 feet. And here the most important for us as electrical engineers, this is a control panel for elevator or elevator controller. Elevator controller is a system to control the elevator, either manual or automatic. The controller usually turns down the voltage between 12 voltage and 24 voltage. To the controlling system, only the motor needs three-phase power supply. The low voltage power supply is for the controlling component and the pictures. And here, see this table. I'm taking it from catalog of Mitsubishi elevator. This is for power feeder data. This is many type of the capacity of the elevator. If it's 5 by kilogram, it is 5. If it is 544 or 680 or so on. And here this is a FLU. This is a current during upward operation with full load power supply voltage 400 volt. And also this is a FLACC by ampere. This is also presented the current while accelerating with full load at power supply voltage of 400 volt. And this is a capacity power supply kVA for the sprint. If the elevator is 680, the capacity of power will be 5 kVA. And also this is a breaker current rating by ampere in the voltage 400. And here also you notice that if a value of the voltage is other than 400 volt, then you can use this equation. And also on this photo, this picture illustrates the escalators. What is an escalator? An escalator is a type of a vertical transportation in the form of moving staircase which carry people between floors of a building. It consists of a motor driving chain of individual linked steps on track, which cycle on a pair of tracks, which keep them horizontally. Also, here this is a controller of an escalator. It consists of main breaker and contactors and controller and so on. And here also I take this data from a catalog of an escalator. It shown the current by ampere and also the starting current and a motor power. You can determine the main breaker and cable by this data. Then I will move here to the water pumps. What is a water pumps? A water pump is a mechanical device that designed to circulate coolant through water-cooled engines. And there are, what is the type of water pumps? There are two common popular systems which use in construction projects. The first type is called booster pump, and the second type called submersible pump. This is picture for a booster pump, which you have a group of many pumps, and this picture illustrates the submersible pump. And here I will define the double float switch. It is very important for us as an electrical engineer. Why? Because it is controlling our pumps when it on and when it get off. Submersible pump use a float to perform automatic operation. The float switch moves with the water level in the tank, and it is determined when the pump turn on and slope off. In this article, we will discuss the correct way to hardwire a float switch to the submersible pump in order to achieve the automatic operation. And here, in this photo, this is a wiring diagram of the float switch. This is a pump, and this is a panel port. This is here the line connect the float, have a connect for switching on or off. And also here this is a neutral come from the contactor. Here is a AC contactor. And also here we provide a wire for ground. See here also this picture illustrates the wiring of the float switch. And also from the important mechanical equipment in the building is the water heaters. A water heater is transfer process that use an energy source to heat the water above its initial temperature. Typical domestic use hot water included cooking, cleaning, bathing, and space heating. Here, this table, I take it also from a catalog of a brand that illustrates the voltage and the power of this water heater. There are most two types, the horizontal and the vertical type. Also, this is a fire pump. What is a fire pump? A fire pump is a part of a fire sprinkler system, water supply, and power by electric, diesel or steam. The pump intake is either connected to the public underground water supply piping or a static water source like a tank. The pump provides water flow at the higher pressure to the sprinkler system riser and hose standpipe. A fire pump is tested and listed for use especially for fire service by third-party testing and listing agencies such as UL or FM Global. This is a photo of fire pump. It consists from 3 motors, electrical and diesel, and MEP choke. And also here, the important component of the fire protection system is the fireman switch. It is a switch disconnector isolator for special application. You can see the switches on the outside wall of commercial buildings. They are designed by easy to spot and are used by a fireman to turn off neon lighting or other hazardous electrical equipment in case of fire. And here, as you see, this is a fire pump controller, which we feed our cable for. Also, there are a catalog for any brand that describe the electrical data, and the suitable cable and breaker for this fire pump. Finally, we arrive to the HVAC system, which is heating and ventilation air conditioning. I made a special lecture for it because it is so important and it have many of details. In the next lecture we will talk about all these details.